There's just so much rhetoric online right now about going more analog and getting away from our phone, getting away from technology, just doing more things with our hands that don't involve something that needs a battery or needs to be charged. Kind of insane how much talk is online right now, and it feels like a trend, which hopefully it's not a trend, because trend insinuates that it's going to come and go, and I hope these stay, because it almost feels like, you know how when there's a trend that's just really big, I guess, I don't know a better word for it, but just really out there, everybody seems to have it, and then it gets annoying. That's honestly kind of how I feel about the word analog right now, because it feels like a buzzword at the moment. And I don't want it to feel like that. I'm annoyed with myself that I feel that way, because obviously I watch all these videos. I watch all the going analog videos. Big YouTube girl. I'm worried that it's going to fatigue really fast. I don't know. Let me know your opinions on that, but I'm adding to the fatigue today because we're talking about all the things that have been in my analog routine for, I'd say, about a year-ish now, probably a little longer than a year, because I got really into all these things I'm going to talk about today when I started posting more on TikTok, which was in like November of 2024. So over a year now. So I start my morning in bed. I have my alarm on my e-reader, and that wakes me up, and that's right on my bedside table. And when that alarm goes off, I will pick up the book I'm reading at that time, which either it's on the e-reader or it's a physical book. Right now I'm reading a paperback book. I really like this book. And so I'll read that in the morning when my alarm goes off, and then my phone alarm will go off, and that's my sign to actually wake up for the day. And then come downstairs, and then I do my morning pages on this. This is just a regular old A5 hobonichi notebook. Morning pages are a concept that I learned from The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. Have not finished The Artist's Way yet. Don't know if I will. Maybe I'll try again soon. But I do my morning pages almost every single day. It is just stream of consciousness writing. You're not thinking. You are just putting the things in your brain directly onto the page, and you're not second guessing if you're going to write it down or not. And I do a few pages of that in the morning, usually like 1 to 3. It's messy. I don't care if I can read it back. And it's usually all my angry, emotional, sad thoughts. And I do that. And then I will play a game of cue lists, which I don't get to play cue lists every single morning, but I do try to incorporate it most mornings, and I love it. It's just a solitaire dice game, and we will play it momentarily. And then the last thing I do in the morning before I go back up to my office to work from home is update my planner. So we're going to do all those things right now. Feel free to do your little analog morning routine with me. So that is for the morning routine. And now I'm going to go upstairs, do some work, and then I think the next time I will check in with you guys is after I finish work for the day, and then we'll start doing some of my afternoon analog stuff. See you then. one of my current hands-on hobbies right now is knitting. I have been knitting the Sophie hood. Something I don't love about knitting is every time I start a new knitting project, I'm just reminded how fucking long it takes to knit something, which is both good and bad. Sometimes that's a good thing, but I have the ADHD, and a lot of the times it's not what my being wants. I like to change things up often, and so that's probably why I'm a once-a-year knitter. I always just think like, oh, knitting would be fun. Let's start a project. And then I start knitting and I'm like, oh my God, this is why I do it once a year. But anyways, about the analog aspect of it, I would say it's not a completely analog hobby for me because I do use my phone as a row counter, the row counter app. And it's not that fun to have to use an app to be able to do a hobby like this, you know? Like it is convenient, but I don't know. I just wish I didn't have to use my phone. And I know there's like the ring counters that I could use, or I could just like handwrite it, I guess. But I don't want to buy a row counter when I'm only knitting once a year, you know? It seems like a waste. So the phone app will do for now. Sometimes I'm also watching movies or a TV show while I knit, which, you know, you can't be perfect. Everything can't be 100% analog in God's year of 2026, and that's okay. But I will say I like to be off my phone as much as possible, especially given that my career, I'm a video editor and content creator for a company, a corporate job. And so I stare at a screen all the time. And so during my free time, I try to not stare at a screen all the time. Something that has helped me a lot is that I'm always like in between getting a dumb phone or a flip phone. But then there's certain things about an iPhone that are super convenient that I'm not willing to give up. For example, my dog, she's not one to run away all the time, but she did get out once and she thought it was a game. And that stressed me out. It was a little bit traumatic for me. We won't get into that right now. Because of that, I got her a GPS tracker, and that GPS tracker connects to a phone app. And that alone is enough of a reason for me to not want to get a dumb phone and completely commit. Here she is. She knew she was being spoken about. So that's why it's hard to commit to getting a dumb phone or a flip phone, because there are just some things I'm not willing to give up. And so something that has helped me a lot with that, I talk about this all the time in my real life and on TikTok and Instagram, is getting a brick. A brick is pretty much just a device that will block apps from your phone so you can't use them when it's bricked. And the brick itself is like a 3D printed square, and it works as like tap to pay. Like you'll just tap your phone to it, and then it'll brick those apps. And then to unbrick it, you do the same thing. You tap your phone to it. And so I keep it in my office, and I have a schedule where it'll automatically brick at 10 p.m., which has saved me so many times. Like I will actively be scrolling on TikTok, and then it will brick my phone at 10 p.m., and I'll know it's time to go to bed, which is truly a lifesaver. It's like I'm parenting myself at the age of 28. Truly, it's so nice. This is not a sponsored video, but I do have an affiliate code with them, or an affiliate link. I'll put it in the bio if you want to use the link to get one. Don't feel pressured to. But it is something that I truly, truly believe in one of my favorite products of all time, because it has helped me get off my phone so much. Momentarily, I'll show you how long my phone has been bricked today so you can see what it's all about. But for now, I'm going to get back to my knitting, and then later on, we'll do more of my analog night routine, which includes a lot of journaling. It is 8:56 right now, and officially time for the last part of my day, which is always at this desk, and it is just doing all of my nightly journaling stuff, which there's a few steps to it. And while I have this by me, this is the brick I was talking about earlier. Truly life-changing. And I'm not even being dramatic about that. So the biggest part of my nighttime journal routine is my Hobonichi A6 original. This little guy in this cutie little cover. And I haven't talked about this one yet on this channel. And this is pretty much just a diary, like a true diary. I just write about a log of what happened that day. I do less feelings in this one, and it's more of just like fact. But yeah, My morning pages journal is where like the feelings are coming out. But this is more just like documenting my life. And sometimes feelings are involved in that, but you know what I mean? It's fine. Okay, so let's do a little tour of this before I start actually journaling. I'm liking the inside cover of this right now a lot because I have these cute little star buttons in there and then just a sticker from Choose and Keeping, which is my favorite stationery store in London and probably in the world. And I like that because I didn't really want this one to be heavily decorated, and both of those things I can take out because the sticker isn't stuck. Now for the contents of the journal. This page I'm kind of just documenting whenever I hang out with friends. And if you're not on this sticky note list, don't worry, I'm just adding to it as I hang out with that friend or as I make plans with that friend. More people will be added. On these pages, I'm just putting a very, very short sentence, not even a sentence, just a couple words of what I did that day. For the monthly spread, I'm doing little doodles a day, and we're starting with these thumb doodles. I've been using these Ed Emberley books, these 2 books intended for children, but they're really fun. I don't know. Let's show you some of the pages. Those are just too stinking cute. Okay, and then for the turning the page to a new year, on one half of it, I have some of my New Year's resolutions, but they're a little different from the ones I put in my Hobonichiweeks. And then on the other side of that, I have a letter to myself from current me to me at the end of the year. And at the beginning of every month in a Hobonichi original and a Hobonichi cousin, there's a page that's just a blank page for the month. And for that one, I'm just doing like how I hope that month is gonna go. And then for the daily pages, that's where I'm just logging what I did that day, how the day went, what the events were. Oh, and then at the top, I am listing the 3 best parts of my day. I'm really only doing 2 things in these empty bag pages. One is just quotes from anything that I'm liking, book, movie, TV show, YouTube video. And then the other thing is I'm doing wins of 2026. So just any sort of win, really, no matter how big or how small. For the 100 page, I'm doing my favorite media. And lastly, on this page, I'm just filling in the bubble for every time I fill out this book. And then for the last part, I'm using this habit tracker from Case Study to track some of my goals for the year. So let's do the routine together now. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope that you got some good ideas from it for new little hobbies off of your phone. I hope this is a trend that stays trending for the rest of ever. And make sure that you subscribe, hit the like button, smash the bell notification, subscribe to me on all social media platforms so I can be on Dancing with the Stars one day with Mark Ballas before he retires for good. Bye.